You can bring a chair in from outside.
Yeah, you just want to grab some of those. Okay, so Rick, would you like to give us your report?
Sure.
We have asked Rick to start coming in. You can come up here, Rick.
All right.
To kind of give us a quarterly report, just so that we have a better.
But I haven't done this in a while. You're trying to do an annual report.
That's all right.
What is it? So first off, I want, every year the VA does, what we call a GDX report, which is a geographic distribution of VA expenditures. And it's broken out nationally, then by state, and then down by county. So this is the one for Colorado.
Perfect.
Thank you. And have some of the rest of you want a copy.
I have a couple of extras I can leave here. But if you look at Van County, and remember, these figures are in hundreds of thousands of dollars, so, the VA has estimated the veteran population in Van County is about 402. And I know that's not an accurate number, they know it's not an accurate number, but it's based off of a program they've created to kind of estimate veteran population, and then veteran population out there when you take the projection. So their total expenditures for Bed County alone is $7.8 million per year, and this is 2022. Out of that, $4.1 million is in VA compensation pensions. So disability compensation, income or pensions for low-income veterans, or pensions for surviving spouses, and then dependent indemnity compensation for surviving spouses.
Your husband in the military.
What the second column on the right, there's the expended $3.1 million for healthcare for veterans in the area. And then when they say unique patients, the 201, those are patients that are actually enrolled in the VA healthcare system. So roughly half.
I was gonna say, so is it a benefit if we have more of those people register?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we've been pushing that for a number of years now, because if you remember a few years ago, there was the Air Commission that was recommending closing the VA clinics in Ohio and Vermont.
And the only way they were looking at not doing that was on.
We have to bring what they call their patient panel up to roughly somewhere between 850 and 1,000 patients. And remember the clinic in Ohio covers not just Bend County, but Crowley, and Ontario and a few other counties. So their panel, I believe, is fairly close to that 850 number right now. But that Air Commission, that federal law is still on the books, and they will be doing that again here. I suspect in another year or two, they'll be doing another
So
round.
if we know veterans, it would be to our advantage to try and kind of encourage them.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
There's kind of a caveat to VA healthcare. If the veteran doesn't have a service-connected disability, that's an automatic enrollment into VA healthcare. If they don't have a service-connected disability and they're still working, there is an income or anything else. There are, I don't know how many millions of veterans out there, and they kind of have to, they have 8 different categories for veterans to fall into healthcare. And if you're at category 7 or 8, that is where you get into, do you qualify based off of your income to get into the VA healthcare system?
Okay,
And I have a few veterans in the area that don't qualify based off of their service. So with that, last year, and this is for calendar year 2023, I had 153 veterans or family members come to the office. And that number is probably more than that, because there are some that come through, which is a quick question or a phone call. That I don't necessarily log or document those calls. But these are the documented calls. And out of the 153, there were VA disability claims, VA burial claims, some non-service connected pensions, and those are for, low-income veterans who qualify based off of their income for some additional assistance. Dependents and indemnity claims, those are claims for surviving spouses of deceased veterans. Death benefit claims, enrollment in healthcare. I believe I enrolled 20 or 25 veterans in the VA healthcare. And the big one was assistance with the billing issues. If the veteran gets a referral for community care, there's supposed to be a referral to an outside provider, private provider for healthcare, usually it's specialty care, whether it's cardiology, pulmonology, or things. And the providers are supposed to bill the VA for those. Well, if they don't code their billing or whatever, right, it gets kicked back. And then a lot of providers just automatically, instead of rebilling the VA, they just bill the veteran. So then the veteran comes in and actually straight that on. There was a change last year. They hired a community care liaison at Ohio. And one of their big jobs is to address and assist the veterans with those billing issues. So it's taken quite a bit of work off of my table, which is great because they have direct access where I was having to call the customer service line and be on hold anywhere from 15 or 20 minutes to, I think my record was 3 hours. Because of VA, like everybody else, is having troubles maintaining their workforce and things. Then verifying VA income for veterans that are applying for state benefits like we and some of those other state programs. And then the other portion of this is I help veterans apply for their state benefits. And state benefits are based off of the VA overall disability rating. So at one point they qualify for disabled veterans license plate, which is free registration for that one vehicle. Then there's a lifetime state parks pass, a lifetime state small game hunting and fishing license. And then the one that changed last year was it was always there for veterans who are 100% permanently and totally disabled qualify for a 50% property tax reduction. The law changed to where now spouses who are drawing dependents and indemnity compensation also qualify for that. So I've been reaching out to those spouses I knew that qualified that might not have been aware of it to assist them with getting those applications put in. And there's been a lot of changes in the state. There is, we're still going through the Division of Veterans Affairs with some things. We just had a new director come on board. They've decentralized all their operations from Lakewood out to the regions. So we have a new Southeast Regional State Health and Service Officer working out of Trinidad right now. I happen to know him. He was their Los Angeles County Veteran Service Officer for 7 years. And we said he jumped ship and went over to the dark side working for the state. He's a really good guy. You know him quite well. We talk on the phone 2 or 3 times a week just to bounce ideas off each other and things. But that's that part of it. The other thing that has come up is I am supposed to be reappointed by the county commissioners every 2 years. So that is coming up for me this year.
Okay.
And I believe that would be in May.
May.
And I'll give you each one of these forms. This is the form that needs to be filled out and signed and submitted to the state. I believe my anniversary date of going to work for the county was in May of 2019 as well.
Okay, and is there any reason that we could not do that early?
Well, you could do that at any time. I just know it needs to be done.
You do that every year on the first meeting, so technically you have appointed them.
Okay, so,
You can fill that
And
out.
also-
Getting that documentation and then the state, so
okay,
they're aware of that.
so since we've already made that appointment in January, there wouldn't be any reason for me not to be able to just fill this out.
I don't see why not, and it goes to the same place your report goes, right?
Yeah, I believe the email address is on the second page there, and I believe it is the same place that the report goes.
Okay, my commissioners, is there any objection to my, since he has been officially appointed in January, to my signing and designating, Rick as our continued BSO?
Not at all.
No problem.
Okay, so we will get this taken care of until Linda, and she'll send it in for us.
Good, thank you.
Okay,
Do you have any questions for me?
appreciate all your hard work. I know you've spent a lot of time working on things, so.
I know the report the report has changed, I think, 3 times since I started doing this.
Yeah,
And the new report, listing the phone numbers, the emails, those things increased because the direction I received was to document every email I get, whether it really applied right to the government services or not. So every email that comes in, every email I send, every phone call I make or receive, even text messages are being documented in communications.
okay,
So, and it's interesting, I'm starting to get more veterans communicating with me by text messages because we do have some younger veterans moving into the area, which is nice to see.
if you guys will excuse me for a second, and I need to open the conference line. Curtis Temple is on that one, and
Welcome and thank you for If you are the host, please enter. Thank you. There is one other participant in the conference.
good morning, Curtis.
Please announce yourself.
Good morning, Curtis.
Thank you.
You bet. So we're in the middle of talking to our veteran service officer. He was just kind of finishing up part of his report. So, my apologies.
I just have one quick question.
Sure.
So Rick, for months, that first paragraph on your report said 0
Right.
because you were working for Otero and not. So are these hours that are reflected here,
What I work.
what you
when I work
actually
in-
doing here?
When I work in Benton County, yeah, those report is gonna reflect the hours worked or the hours I've actually worked in Benton County that month.
Okay, very good. I just.
So
I
that
knew
came in
it
that
was-
way last month.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something that I had to change it again, because in direction. From the state, they wanted me to be able to accurately
Show
reflect the hours I was working in each county. So in June, we will have to submit another report to the state for reimbursement. And the reimbursement rate is not that great. It's approximately $10 an hour.
And you're worth everything.
No,
I know it
interestingly
isn't.
enough, we have a minimum wage of almost $15 a week for veteran service. Typical, right?
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it depends on how much the division is allocated within the state budget. And then they have that they have to split between roughly 95 or 96 county veteran service officers in the state, plus the employees within the Colorado Division of Veterans Affairs, which, there's I think there are 7 state veteran service officers, support staff at the state office, their folks that administer their Veterans Trust Fund and Veterans Assistance Fund grants, and then the Western, the State Veteran Cemetery in Grand Junction, all comes out of that same pot of money, so
Okay,
it, they're working diligently trying to get the state to increase that budget allocation, but we know the governor's got his priorities, and then all the elected representatives have their priorities, and so it doesn't always work out to where, well, nobody gets everything they ever asked for or want.
well, we appreciate all that you
Well,
are
thank you.
doing.
Thank you.
I've heard nothing but positives, so I may be saying the wrong thing in front of somebody here, but I haven't heard anything that wasn't positive, so thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve?
Madam Chair, I would move for approval of the Veterans Service Report for February.
I second.
Moved and seconded, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Linda, do you have an original?
Thank you, Rick. Good to
Thank
see
you. And what I will do is if I get all the information together, what I'd like to do next time, whether if you give me a date, maybe about 4 weeks in advance, I can come up with some actual figures for what the veterans are receiving based off of, claims and things that we filed for them here in the last. I can probably do it quarterly, easier than kind of breaking down by an annual basis.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right, thank you.
Thanks,
you.
Rick.
Have a great day.
You too. Take care.
Yeah, that's it. Don't get caught.
Sunny, come on out.
Morning,
I'll get
everybody.
to the recipe here shortly.
I did not prepare enough copies, my apologies.
Thank you, sir.
Conservation Trust is on my plate. This is the, we talked about doing a capital reserve equipment investment fund for the golf course and the ballpark every year, so that there's money coming in so that people can basically repair their equipment, and keep their equipment up to date. I just met with the golf board last night, and this is the proposals they have, and I haven't been to the city or county since I just got my hands on them, or the city and the school, but they're next in line. This is basically what the golf course is interested in. There's 5 different quotes there. It's hard to do apples for apples. I will tell you, from the first one, they're interested, they are very familiar with the grasshoppers. And the nice thing about the first 2 grasshoppers, the difference in the price on the first 2 is like $3,000, and this is gas and diesel, so they're buying gas. But this particular machine, it does have an attachment that you can purchase that allows aeration to happen. And you can run it off the machine, you basically take the front mowing deck off, and then you can aerate with it.
Wow.
And they still use a 22-inch walk behind aerator down at the golf course. And basically, they just focus on their greens. So, you know, their tee boxes, and other places that they could use a more motorized tool, so to speak, so they can cover more ground and not be near hands-on. To update you as far as what we've done on the ballpark side, we committed to buy a sod cutter. I believe it's about $4,100, and we're also gonna buy a backup line painter. The school's handling both those purchases, and I'm sure that costs you guys. I think the model there
We
is,
just paid, the side part.
but you haven't seen anything on the painter yet. As far as I know, Bob was gonna get the models. They're about, I'm gonna say about 3,000, 3,500. That's kind of kind of the ballpark there. So that'll take care of the ballpark side. You know, we've got 3 maintenance things we need to do. There's a batter screen that goes out in center field that kind of helps the batters not lose the ball. It has died just because of the wind and everything, so that's gonna be replaced. One of the dugout timbers on the third base dugout has had a piece on and everything, it wore out. I tried to get one from Robert, he said everything he's got's pretty doughy and not in the best of shape. So I was able to find one at Menards and got it, and we'll get that put in. And then we do have some of the fence on the first base side, batter's box. The chain link is rolling up. But we can pound a piece of 3/8 rebar through there and then stake it down, and we have the material to do that. And that should pretty much take care of everything we need on the high school baseball side. To satisfy the school and get that all going. I can't give you an update on the county side, but, we're still waiting for a bid on possibly remodeling, that upstairs bathroom and putting in the HVAC units to cool the building down, since we have a built-in oven now since we sealed up the top. And when I get an update on that, I'll be back and talk to you about that. Okay, and then last time I was here too, I did you guys an update, visited with you about the 3 projects from 2023 that we didn't get billed through. Basically, we haven't had any trouble from anybody because we did a purchase with the school on batting nets down there. We did a purchase from the play school on a batting cage or a batting machine that we split the cost. And then we put $2,500 into the purchase of the wrestling mat community center. So those entities all took that expense on. We just haven't reimbursed them back. And that fell on me, you know, I didn't start chasing that stuff down until December. By the time I finally figured out we needed to do that and everything.
So that answers our questions, because yesterday that came through and we specifically noticed the wrestling mats. And both of us said, it's weird, that's almost exactly the same amount as last time. And so, okay, so those, I will ask her if she has time today to try and get those paid.
I'm assuming there's no hurry, that it's not like.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's saying.
Yeah.
And then there was a 4th project, we had a McClave, youth, football gear. And a couple of blocking dummies and, a wheel attachment that goes on like a blocking sled. 2 parts were, back ordered and didn't get here by the time football season was pretty much over, so they just basically canceled the order. So that may come back in 2024.
Okay, so what are we talking total dollars then?
For the.
That you already, well, that you've already expended.
It's $2,500 on the mat, it was $2,000 on the pitching machine, and I believe the batting cages was right at 2002. Batting nets, they were like 1985. And we cost shared each one of those with the school. I didn't know that the county.
So that was our portion.
Yes, but we did all those. And well, the mat, we only did 2,500 because Robert also had money, from his recycling grant. Okay. And I will be back to firm up on the equipment deal with you guys once I hear from the school and the city.
Oh, about this,
Yes.
So you're not asking for an answer today or anything, you're just,
Whatever you please.
yeah, let's think this through and kind of, I'd like to be able to kind of leave those,
Yeah.
as big as the golf course is, although it's a lot more money, I think your diesel will hold up a lot longer and a lot, but that again is dinero, so.
Well, and that's, I didn't prod them from the standpoint, were they interested in just saving pennies, or were they happier to do maintenance on a gas motor or whatever?
So has anyone talked to, the cemetery here about whether or not because probably every couple of years or thereabouts, Mary Jane, they put their mower out and put a new one in. And I know that, Bent Powers Cemetery has gotten, we got one for the ball field this last year. That might be a possibility, and it may be, doing some minor repairs on the deck.
Sure.
And other than that, they've been really super about working with us.
Mhm.
So it may be used, but it's gonna last you probably another 4 or 5 years, so.
Mary Jane, are you still in the loop or did I need to talk to somebody else?
You need to talk to Lane
I'll
Brundage.
check. I'll check.
So it might be, I mean, saving all of us and that kind of thing, so,
I talked to him, it'll be next year before they'll do another
okay.
mower,
They don't do
and they need a mower here now, not.
Yeah.
I mean, they needed one last year.
Okay, well, it was just a thought of a way that we can possibly
Sure.
kind of do some things, so please let me, or at least for me, I need to kind of read through
Yeah.
your
Yes,
description.
good idea.
And I did prod the governor that,
You know, it wasn't like this.
ballpark mowers were, we had some maintenance issues or problems, whatever. Hopefully the material and the equipment from the golf course could be available.
Okay, it's a reciprocal
Yes.
relationship.
Yes, I think that
Yeah.
everybody.
Yes, just when you talk to the city and to the school district, and then if you can just let us know from the golf board's perspective, what their maintenance is gonna be like,
Yeah.
what the preference is too, that we're gonna take that into it.
Nice, you guys made mention, we talked earlier about, ballpark that you kind of went into some overtime issues last year at the end of the year, we just spent a bit more money. You need to be doing something that's on hand, put a heads up on that, how, I don't know how it all played out or.
So I think you were here at the meeting when we kind of discussed who would be doing what pieces and parts. It sounds like a lot of it will be absorbed by those individual groups that are doing it.
Okay.
So let me touch base with, or you can, with Elsie and just make sure that we're still kind of on the bill for that.
But we wouldn't have the kind of deal where something happened that all of a sudden you guys was having to spend a lot more time down there than what you anticipated or something.
Well, a lot of the time, we only had 2 employees.
Yeah, that was our problem.
That was a big part of it anyway.
You guys have
We've got
full maintenance staff.
we're currently at
We have 3.
full
Okay.
employment, I guess.
So
I know how it goes.
we did just hire a gentleman,
Yeah,
what, a couple of weeks ago. or
in the last
thereabouts.
month anyway.
I seen him on staff yesterday.
Yeah, so anyway,
I was intrigued, he, pretty creative though. He's doing some mowing and, that Bermuda grass is pretty dusty and everything, so when he got out and everything, this nice bus came over with the blower and blew him all off.
I do that every time I mow. Pull up to the garage, blow off my machine and.
And you could see the dust flying. He was darn sure bathed in it.
Yeah, that's for sure, so. All right, thanks, sir.
Okay, one last thing. We're trying to do the DOLA work again, or the GOCO work again and everything. We've reached out to talk to architect of design and the grant writer, and the one thing they came back and said, well, if we're possibly chasing some DOLA funds, we're probably gonna need, if there's some available information from the county. You guys keep a base of information that you use in your DOLA grants.
Are you talking like demographic information? What type of information are you
Yeah.
asking about?
He just kind of said, see if the county's got some stuff available that'll help us, so we're not having to chase.
Sure. I'll tell you, if you can tell us specifics of what you're looking for,
Okay.
we can get it.
Right.
Whether we have it. or-
I have a meeting on Monday after next, so I'll keep on that.
Okay. Okay.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
Good, thank you, Steph.
Thank you for your service. Hey, I do have a question.
Oh,
Have you had any interest in the open word?
You haven't had anybody?
No, so we just.
I've applauded 2 people and I haven't got a response, and I've been pretty adamant about trying to look for a lady. Because we have 4 men on the committee, and to me, it'd be nice to have.
You wanna torture a woman?
It's not overbearing, we only meet like 2 or 3 times a year. But
And
the
they
2
spend other people's money.
But the 2 I've talked to haven't, and I've talked to them twice, and they definitely, well, if I've talked to them twice and they don't ask me any more about it or anything. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Exactly. Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but if you come across the dealer, I'd be glad to.
absolutely.
sound good?
Thank you,
guys.
sir.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. All right, We have a group of citizens with us. Thank you for being here this morning. Oh, yes, we have some outside too. Thank you.
Should we find all chairs back so they don't feel like they're in the hot seat?
We can sure do that. Kim, will you just slide those seats down? So they're, I feel like they're right in the front. There's a seat up here if one of you wants to just
Yeah.
sit up here beside us.
That's a nice comfy seat.
I'll take the off the chair.
If I sit right here, will I be? Thank you.
Put you somewhere near the
We
side.
may want one chair here just for whoever wants to do the presentation or whatever. So,
So I'm not sure which one of you would like to speak first, or all of you, one at a time preferably.
I want to speak about, I give Alan a copy of a newspaper article we got from, the Kiowa Independent News, and I think he gave you all copies. And then I also I got a copy from Thomas County, Kansas, on a resolution they passed, and I give that to
I've
Alan.
got it.
Have you girls got one?
I
don't think
didn't, I just got it like, what,
Yeah.
yesterday, so
Yes.
I didn't
And-
quite get it out. We had our hands
So,
full yesterday.
so we're here for today is, we want to ask the county to pass a, no sanctuary county law, ruling, or whatever you call it, resolution. And I'm just gonna read some of the stuff that Thomas County did. And Thomas County passed a resolution, and Wallace County passed it. I couldn't get one from Wallace County, but they said they were gonna draw a line in the sand and pass a legal statement announcing their county is not a sanctuary county, and their communities will oppose the entry, transportation, employment, and settlement of illegal immigrants in their county. Two more western counties, also in this article, two more western counties, including Wichita County and Sherman County, are currently developing their own resolution to put into place that will help their communities on the same order. The article also goes on to say that other communities might be vulnerable to a situation where the state tries to bring illegal immigrants into available motels. And they looked online, and there's motels for sale in eastern Colorado, and there's one in Burlington, Eads, Lamar, Lahana, Los Animas, Springfield, Syracuse, and Ulysses. And they're all for sale online. We also have Fort Lyon that we're thinking that the state could move somebody down here. We don't know. They could take advantage of it and move illegal immigrants in there. And some of the people here today are already having trouble with some of the homeless that are in Fort Lyon. And we're thinking, what's it gonna be like if the state moves in a bunch of illegal immigrants out there? In the March 5th news, I heard on the TV, that Mike Johnson, he's the mayor of Denver, he's getting ready to close 4 shelters because of budget issues. When they start coming in, it's gonna take a lot of money. And, Denver is trying to pawn them off on other people now. And we want something done here before they pawn them off on it. And, we think that you need to pass a resolution in Benton County to protect the people in Benton County and get the work done before it's too late, because once they start doing something, then it's gonna be hard to get something done. And other than that, I have nothing else. Maybe some of the others do, but we would like you to pass a resolution that this is a non-sanctuary county. Any questions?
Where is Thomas County?
Thomas County is in the northern, just across from Burlington.
Oh, okay.
And Wallace County is just south of it. Wichita County, they're all almost down the state line. And, they're having trouble they're not having trouble, they're getting ready before they have trouble.
Preventing.
They're preventing, yes.
There are two counties in Colorado also that have already done this, Cheyenne County, and then I don't remember what the other one was. I was looking through trying to find my stage
I
information.
know Weld was working on one yesterday.
Well, these.
They were working on it, yes.
And I think it's time to get county work. on
Yeah.
Okay. We will discuss that at our work session and
And Alan, you'll give them a copy of that.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's on my desk. We were swamped yesterday, so.
okay.
And we certainly understand your concern. So,
And I'll see if I can get a hold of a copy of the Weld County. Yeah.
I can send it to you.
You said Cheyenne County has two.
Cheyenne County
Okay.
is what I see.
Well, yeah.
I didn't see a copy of it though, so I don't know the exact wording or.
I don't know how much deep they got into it, but they had rumors going around that there was a motel involved and the prison.
Yeah, there's all kinds of rumors. going on.
And the commissioners there were told that they would have plenty of time for input prior to anything like that being. So,
That's all I got. If then some of the rest of them have something.
I appreciate the digging you've been doing, Alan. I appreciate the digging you've been doing. I know you've been looking at. What's going on in the other counties,
they just
so.
dropped an email into my email box, so.
Kenna, I appreciate you reading that, and finding that, and
Oh,
bringing it forward.
Another thing is they can't work because they don't have green
Was
cards.
was that immigration or was that? Thank you very much.
It
was one non-free county.
Okay, any other comments? Okay, we appreciate your time. And like I said, we will do some research and do some discussing on it, see how we best move forward.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome to stay if you want. Okay, I'm gonna-
Well, one comment, there's just a few of us here today, but if we can get something done, that's what we want. Otherwise, there might be a lot of people here.
Thank you.
And I was like, oh, I thought we were staying.
I was gonna stay till the end.
No, we have other business, but if you are more than welcome to stay. So give you some idea of some of the other things that we do. Can we take just about a 3-minute break, please?
They've got
You guys have Curtis, I'm gonna put you on mute for just a little bit so you don't hear all the chaos, and I'll put you back on in just a minute.
You might have put you on.
Yes, we are muted. Don't let me forget.
We will get that.
So I stopped at the call.
Yeah.
And not.
Yeah, we'll get that, yeah, thank you. We'll get that to you. Yeah.
Did you expect us all to be here?
I told him I had 5 or 6, so he had about twice that many. You know, 5 or 6 is adequate.
I saw something in this morning and I was like, oh, today's meeting is gonna be interesting.
I just wanted to come to one of the meetings. See
Yeah.
what was going on.
Yeah, we've got a person, a mom, I assume must be or homeschool deal that emailed me the other day and said that she'd been to one of the meetings and with her daughter, 12-year-old daughter. And that her daughter just thought it was wonderful and she wanted to get more involved in what would be a good meeting to come to.
Allison and
Hall's the last name.
Yeah, Hall, yeah, Annie Hall, that's
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
I am.
Yeah.
Alicia Annie, that's
And they, so we told them to come in for the meeting on the 21st. That's usually the sheriff and.
Yeah.
Social service. Yeah, and then that way, those probably are two most informative.
I missed
Really
that.
didn't realize all this was gonna go on, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, huh?
Had a different year.
Yeah. So she would bring her daughter, and her daughter was. But this civic stuff is pretty neat, so maybe we can.
So Ellen, it's Cheyenne and Kiowa County both have passed their resolution. I don't have copies of them. Yeah, well, that's what the Kiowa County Independent is saying.
Cheyenne passed theirs in 2017, according to what I see.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
they really wanted to make sure that they were not.
They were on.
Yeah, we're-
We're
We're ahead of the game on that one.
Yeah. No, I was still trying to figure out if I could find copies of them, but I'm not finding the copies. I just have the,
I just have what it was named,
yeah.
which was resolution 2017-03. Where Cheyenne County is a non-sanctuary county for illegal immigrants.
Yep, and I do have a copy of Thomas County and then the Wallace County, but
For the state of Cheyenne County supports the enforcement
Yeah,
of
I don't-
immigration laws, respects law like illegal immigrants, but believes Americans' rights should not be overrun by illegal immigrants.
2017-3.
Yeah, that's what. It says 6 days ago is when that story was written up.
yeah, so they're, well, I think because it's just becoming such a big thing with Denver announcing that they're out of money and that they are gonna be moving people out of there, everybody is all of a sudden woken up to the fact of, oh, where are they going to send these people then? Where else? But
I was just 24-2.
I missed your first part. What county
This one was.
or city?
Yeah.
So
Cheyenne's was
Denver.
28.
Yeah, I
Denver
heard
is-
that, yeah.
2017 dash.
Yeah, and you know, they sent the homeless
County was
to Denver at that during the Democratic convention. And so I would imagine we'll be the next people.
Yeah, and everybody say, like, they were all back to order.
I'm
No, you're good.
I'm gonna call the meeting back to order.
It's noisy.
Okay, I did. So Curtis, can you hear us again?
Oh, you know it. I'm scared.
Yeah. Something's on the line, otherwise we.
We hear it, we know. The elevator is not going, so we're good. Okay, so Chamber of Fairgrounds rental, do we need to make a formal statement?
I don't think so, except just supporting the decisions of the fair board and the city for the chamber of commerce meeting.
Okay, we did have just a work session. Hey, Phil, will you pull in? Thank you. So we did have this work session between the chamber and the peer board. I think there was just some misunderstandings as to how it went, so I think it's back to status quo. And do we want a motion, or do we made that decision the other day that they both agreed and we move on? And hopefully that's the way we can do some of these decisions or disagreements without, it's just putting everybody together.
Is that for Santa Fe Trail Day or?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And what
And
is,
so
so
they-
they're gonna charge them $600?
They're gonna charge, they're going to charge $400. For the 2 days they're gonna be using the facility, plus a damage deposit, I think $500 that's reimbursable to them. And I think the main question was, there was some sense that the cost to the chamber might increase depending on what the profits were, but it was completely open-ended, and they were really uncomfortable with that. So anyway, everybody's fine, everybody's happy.
Well, are they doing it at the fairground or are they
So
gonna do
they will
downtown?
do some of the activities because it's the 90th. They have additional things that they're bringing in. So it sounds like they'll have some food truck kinds of things, some of that because of the congestion in the streets
Mhm.
to kind of eliminate some of that. So there will be vendors still down Sixth
Mhm.
Carson, that area.
Good.
But then also then later in the day or even during that time, then there will be more space and more people out at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
and then I think the truck wagon, that kind of thing, I'm hoping to do under the pavilion, the open pavilion, so that there's some shelter. As we know, Santa Fe Trail is either freezing cold or blistering hot with good winds, so I think they've tried to make sure that they kind of watch for that. So we have a community corrections board. I think I have about a dozen papers down here. Okay, so we do have a letter from, was I supposed to sign this and forgot it?
No, I got the one that needed signed.
Okay. So we have a letter from Stephen Salazar to serve on the Tri-County Community Corrections Board. And Alan, would you like to maybe just explain a little bit about what you guys do to our guests?
Well, we run, facilities that people who are on roll or whatever, they spend time there. We mainly use the one in Lamar and the one in Alamosa. And if somebody that's currently in DOC decides they want to apply, then we have, for lack of a better word, formulas that we look at how they get scored inside DOC and then we decide whether or not they're actually eligible to be placed in one of the facilities.
So
We
these are
also-
inmates?
Huh?
These are inmates?
Yeah,
And
at
it's,
least people under the guidance of the parole system, probation.
it's almost like a work release.
Yeah.
Release, so it's shortly before they are released from
Yeah,
their final piece. And the way I understand, at least the one in Lamar operates, is you have a job. When you come back with your paycheck, they give you a small amount of that for spending money, if you will. And then they take like a rent and room and board kind of thing out, a small amount, and the rest of your paycheck they put in an account for you, so that when you leave, you actually have $5 to your name for, you know, 5,000 or whatever it is that you need. But it helps to kind of work with that, and there are specific people in there, in Lamar at least, and I'm not familiar with the Alamosa or the one, but in Lamar, who hire those individuals. They are very, very closely monitored. As soon as they leave the facility to head that way, the employer is called, the employer calls back and says they arrived. They check on them several times during the day. As far as I know, they order an ankle monitor kind of thing or something.
at least some of them do.
And they are called as well as the employer several times during the day just to make sure that we're still doing well. And so it gives them some structure, but also some of that freedom to begin to be back on the outside. And so it is kind of a real positive program.
Yeah, it is. Imagine getting out and not having a penny to your name.
Yeah,
You're just gonna get in
And-
trouble with them.
and maybe not any work experience or any of those kinds of things. And so it is helpful. And as far as I know, you basically just pay a minimum wage or something. I can't remember.
I'm not sure. We don't really deal with that I think that's all handled through the facilities
Okay,
and we pay the facilities a certain amount of money per month to house, or they actually get a per diem to house these clients and,
so it is a positive program, this that step between totally being confined to being totally turned loose.
and we meet quarterly. And, if I remember right, I think we had 17 people under contract right now, something like that. About what we run. So.
So it's a work release.
You know,
Yeah.
when they go back at night, they have
Makes sense.
Yeah.
more like open dorm kind of thing where they can be monitored. So they don't necessarily go back to the prison, they just stay in those facilities, but they are very well monitored. So anyway, the gentleman who has asked for that position, is Stephen Salazar, who has worked with the County Correctional Facility for the past 21 years. And, is interested in serving on that committee.
And he has a very good working knowledge of what we deal with, so he was very helpful in several areas. We had him as a guest last time and his knowledge came in very handy at that meeting, so. Yeah, I would move that we appoint Stephen Salazar to the, Tri-County Community Corrections Board.
I would second that.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The letter of intent, is not going to happen. We are going to be looking at more of a contract, Linda, so when that is closer to being ready, we'll put it back on the agenda. The letter of intent that we're referring to was the beginning stages of getting a contractor for the East Road Bridge, and the attorney felt like it would be better to do more of a contract than just a letter of intent. So we will wait until the two entities get it figured out as to whose attorney is gonna win on how we make that work. But at any rate, so that will happen hopefully at our next meeting, which should be a couple of weeks from now. So, should we holler it to Betty for the
Yeah.
building permits?
Go get her.
Somebody in the county.
No, we got to go through the minutes and bills and payroll and our building permit, and then there's some right of way stuff. Betty should be, I imagine Betty's in charge of that too.
Thank you.
You have an audience today.
But not a big one. We don't have.
5 minutes ago.
Good morning. So I first have a roof replacement in McClave. And it's out of Garden City, they're ready roofers, and they're gonna be at 24,615 in McClave. And they have everything, they have their money, they have everything ready to go. I didn't realize that you had to get a building permit for a roof replacement. I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, but see, I thought it was repair that you didn't get a permit for. This is the whole replacement. Do you not do that?
So they're gonna do structure and
Are they
Or they
rather
just
than
changing the
do
slope
roof.
or something?
They're
I
just-
mean,
Well, and that was a question I had, and I talked to Otero, and kind of followed their.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so when they say replace in this context, what are they doing?
They're not just re-shingling, they're taking the roof off and putting a new roof
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so
Because I
that,
think
Or at
insurance
least
companies aren't liking the
the
roof.
pitch or whatever.
Yeah.
They may have the open sheeting and they're putting down.
Yeah.
You're actually
plywood.
making a significant change to it.
Oh, so it really is, The state is putting on an addition, sort of, in this case.
The other thing I can see is
Well, they're not
if
really-
maybe for some reason the structure isn't, the
Pitch.
Yeah, that's.
is not up to par, that they may have to go in and either
What
reinforce
road is
or.
this?
It is on
24,616.
24,615. US Highway 50.
What do they say they're doing?
And who's the applicant?
Well, you know what, Reddy Roofer just did it.
Oh, okay, got it.
And we kind of had another issue, so we got busy working on that, so I should have checked it out, but, I don't know. I
Do they
can-
have a description of the?
I looked it up for.
Well, she put repair, and then we talked about it, I said, and after I talked to Otero, because if Otero does, if they do a whole new roof, and she said replacement.
Yeah,
I mean, because we took off all the shingles, we put a new roof on our house, we didn't get. Yeah.
but I think she's talking about like physically removing the roof,
Right.
not,
Yeah,
not,
like-
not taking it.
What they're doing to it.
Yeah, so thank you.
But I can look into that further. But that is kind of a gray area.
When are they scheduled to do work? Did you know?
Well, it says,
Estimated starts 3/11.
yeah,
What structure is this? Where is this?
24,615.
It's on Highway 50 in McLeod.
In McLean.
Well, McLeod address.
Yeah.
It would be 24.
That's my one.
Yeah, 24 and 50. 24 and 50, so it's 24,615, is that?
That would be right at the junction, County Road 24 and Highway 50. There.
So I'm wondering if it's the one that,
The works. Chad? You Chad
Oh,
there?
Right at the turnoff, was that right at the turnoff to
Yeah.
John Martin?
Right,
yeah, only on the
Okay.
north side.
Structure.
Yeah.
on the north side.
it's on the north
Yeah.
side.
I didn't see a structure.
There is one.
Well, there's some houses right there at Hasty too that might be right on that edge.
Yeah, there's that.
And
One vacant
normally I
house.
would check if this was, yeah, I should have looked at it,
I'm also wondering, because Jeremy Cass has that one, and then just past that is where Sean used to live. And it looked to me like recently they were doing some stuff on
Yeah.
that house.
There's also the old Robertson house, it's vacant.
Oh, yeah, and that could be too.
Yeah.
Don't you guys wish you knew our charge? So,
Three structures.
let me run and call her real quick.
now, let's look at the other one and then maybe we can,
Well, the other one is just kind of a FYI, it's the entire town of McLeod that Atlas Energy is replacing their gas mains and services. And Doug and I got together and spoke with the board, so we did our flat rate because it was, instead of like trying to do every driveway, bore across, whatever, and they sent maps of their
What the work is
plan.
gonna be.
Yeah, and so they are on the.
and it is massive and they started Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
And
So we did a flat rate of 2,500, because Doug kind of did a estimate
County pays for this?
and.
No. Atmos Gas pays for that. Yeah, Mimi,
They paid.
she probably can't answer your question anyway. but,
Yeah.
But, yeah, the county does not pay for that.
Oh, I was gonna say, I didn't know the county.
no, Atmos got some kind of grant to do some of the smaller communities around. And because McLeod has had multiple breaks within the main lines. This isn't the one that got hit or something. I mean, they're actual main line breaks.
Right.
So they have, in the last couple of years that I can recall, dug out portions of the town of Maclave numerous times in order to fix those. And I think that's one of the reasons they said something has to be done here. And so they are working on that. So,
Let me know that
That's happening.
underway and everything is in order.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, unlike the roofing. So I can go call real quick and get, I mean, because we spoke about it and then I asked Otero what they did. They said if it's a replacement, it's a fee, but if it's just repair, like, they don't do
Like
that.
reshingling
And I-
would be a repair, and we wouldn't care about that at all.
Yeah.
From our perspective.
Yeah.
Okay,
So she says here roof replacement, but I can go double check.
would you mind?
No, okay.
that way we can make sure of it. What are you doing now? We're gonna go to bills and payroll.
Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
you're welcome.
But I did send those out last night.
And then I have one there.
And then Linda, I did highlight this one. So. Unfortunately, in trying to kind of redo some of the coding and things, I personally thought that this copier went to Linda. It is in fact in Linda's office, but is one that we all use. And so it needs to go into a different department, taken out of that, and it'll go into, is it in the maintenance line or is it in ours commissioner line? We'll get it figured out. So
Not sure where
that's-
it comes from, just doesn't come out of mine.
Okay. I know where you need it.
But you're not speaking as member to the board, you're speaking as the county clerk.
Well, we do have to have a little humor in this room once in a while. Other than that, one of the things I noticed is that things have been broken out very nicely and easy to understand what we hopefully are back on kilter of what we're doing. Did anybody find any questions or concerns?
And so Sean brought one up this morning from what she did yesterday, if you wanna look at it.
Okay.
Yeah. And Alan didn't see him because his mailbox was full.
And this is an extra one from yesterday?
Yeah, I
Okay,
just started it this morning.
all right. I did have one also that was charged to Road and Bridge. It's city light or light and power or City of Lamar's bill, but it's for the siren. And the siren should be under emergency preparedness. However, there isn't even a utilities thing there, so I'm not sure, but it doesn't go under Road and Bridge.
People with phone or departments with phones and no line item for phones and places that get a lot of utilities and they don't have a utilities line item, so hopefully we can
So
get all that.
we
straightened
are
out.
working on some of those things to try and kind of get some of that so that everybody's posting and doing the same kind of thing in the right places. But the one for Road and Bridge, I sent Doug a message just to ask and see, you know, if he has some clue of where it was supposed to be, but it was posted and has been being posted to Road and Bridge, but that isn't a Road and Bridge issue at all. So we want to try and get some of those things cleaned up that.
May I ask a question? Sure. So I'm just curious, when you guys approve the payroll and the bills and everything, if you do need to go back and make changes on what line item it goes to, because there is a one that needed to be created for a new one, are you guys able to make those changes
They
without
can do a
having?
journal entry.
Yeah.
That's easy.
And we did some of those yesterday that we found, and it was like, oh, this shouldn't have been in here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we do have, and that's why we get a printout of who it went to, what department it was in, how much, and hopefully a description, you know, kind of to tell us what we purchased. And so that's how we kind of are able to check and make sure that things are in the right ones. And this isn't the first time that we have questions. I mean, almost every one, somebody says,
Yeah.
why is this so high? Or what happened here? Or, you know, those kinds of things. So.
Yeah. But I
And
laugh because I
that's-
can understand balancing the different ones, because we have our ranch account, we have my business account, we have my husband's
Yeah.
welding account, and so when I go through and I'm, making sure everything's in the right place, sometimes things get ran to the wrong one, and then you have to come back and
Right.
make those adjustments. I just didn't know how your guys'
Yeah.
adjustments.
So
she
she makes her own adjustments, yeah.
Sure.
So we can fix them when there's, but that's part of our job is finding those
Seeing
kinds of
them.
things that don't look right.
And sometimes there's just random things that, oh, I don't know what this is or where this goes.
Yeah, and,
Because you've not done
you
it
know,
before.
and maybe it got turned in with Linda's, and so we just put it in Linda's, but Linda sent it in and said, I have no clue what this is, and we didn't get that.
Yeah, you're like, that's fine.
So,
Thank you.
so it's not that anybody did anything wrong. I will say,
Yeah.
if it was
You're betraying.
miscoded,
No,
that's
I
on me
know,
this
that's
time,
fine.
because I've done most of the coding anyway, so. it
And
was
when
wrong
you're
that
doing
was-
it for so many different departments, it's easy to kind of be like, oh, whoops, that shouldn't have went there, I need to
Yeah.
go over here, and that, there's.
So one other one was on whatever run this is. The 28th, so that would have been the second run.
Okay.
Page 3. So under prisoner medical, I'm not sure if this is something new that they had to have locking files. But it didn't look like it was maybe in the right spot, but that was coded by the sheriff's office, so.
You can double check on Yes. Thank you. Really.
Yeah.
So the owner is, her name is Dana Summers.
Oh, okay. It's, where Leon Marsh used to live. Jeremy and his wife, Jeremy Summers.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at it.
I never thought his wife, but I know Jim. Okay, proceed.
It is a full roof replacement. They are removing all. They're putting new material. It will be metal, or metal and not shingle.
Okay. Okay.
So in that case, Madam Chair, I would move for approval of the building permit as presented by our land use administrator.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
good job. We had this interesting, unique thing
Well,
happen since
actually,
you were
we
gone.
worked on a whole other thing, with these people in Garden City. Yeah, so we got kind of caught up in that about jail time.
So also, there is supposed to be a bill to change the recording fees. And they want to make it a flat $40, regardless of how many pages it is. So if that's the case, what we charge for the plaques will go from $13 to $40. But I will let you know,
Okay. Yeah.
so we can change the forms.
Yeah.
So that's a new bill that's out?
Yeah, the title companies have been pushing that forever.
Interesting. And do you have a sense from your lobby group about whether or not that's?
Well, basically, they pushed and pushed and I think they're gonna go with it.
Wow. Does it swing the other way too, that if it's 100 pages, $40, like for example, so that you record? Interesting. Huh. I hadn't.
So I'm not in favor of it. I don't know how bad it's gonna hurt us. The thing that bothers me is you're just changing your property from your name to your kid's name, and you have to pay $40 instead of 13. And those big places that record 200 pages of a deed of trust pay $40 when it should have been. What more of that? Right. But it will change what we charge for that part, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
That puts that up from
that has
13 to
implications
40.
for the public trustee, for, I mean, a lot of different things. No,
Yeah.
I did not know that. Huh, thank you.
Now, is that for personal use, like go in and record?
Yes, all the recording fees will go from, right now, they're 13 for the first page, $5 for each additional page for each document. They'll go to a flat $40, no matter how many pages.
If the bill passes.
Yeah. Depends.
It'd be, yeah, to me, it should still, even if they raised it, it should be based on the number of pages. Because
Breakdown.
it doesn't take the same to record a page as it does 100 pages.
No, but the title companies are who pushing it, because they think it will be easier for them when they do closings, if they can say,
It's gonna be
we have this
$40.
many documents, it's 40, you're right, instead of counting pages.
Interesting. Well, I'll be interested to see where that.
Yeah, they tried it for 2 or 3 years now. I think it'll probably pass.
Thank you. I don't have any specific questions.
Just given.
Okay. Is what else?
The sheriff's office and their vehicle repairs.
We need to probably put that on your worksheet so we know exactly where we're at. Because I thought that we weren't going to do this until we had a signed purchase order.
Well, but keep in mind, it doesn't have to do with the purchase order technically until he's $1,000.
That's correct.
500 or 1,000, whatever it is. So he can run all that through as separate
Little into, yeah,
little ones and
$500,
not have to have,
$700 every time.
yeah.
Fix them one at a time. Just fix them one at a time.
Yeah,
Yeah, put this tire on and then that tire.
other than that, I think that was about the only thing that.
That's the sad thing right now, is that just to go through and replace 4 tires would be over that $1,000 mark right now.
Yeah, especially for law enforcement vehicles, so.
Mhm, absolutely.
Yeah, Doug, the other day came and he said, what do you think of my new shoes, which is what he calls his tires, and he said, look good. He goes, they better look good, over $300 a piece.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Okay, so is there a motion to approve the bills as presented?
I so move.
I would second that.
Moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion passes. If you want to start signing.
yeah. Sign on the back.
Yeah.
We're gonna need signature stamps. You need signature stamps. You need
Well, that- We got a little itty bitty spot right down here at the bottom.
That works.
That works. I'll
Don't
sign under the line and you can sign over the line and.
Sign small, Ben.
There's more room above the line than under the line, so.
Thankfully, I have a shorter name than I used to. Tim, can you dig that one?
Sorry, yep, I'm doing that. This is. It's worth the pen. It's right here.
Yeah, we have that.
So payroll, oh, you haven't seen payroll.
No, we haven't, so.
Clean out your mailbox, dude.
Yeah, empty out the mail. Is that,
We
call
might,
them
I
and
was
get
gonna
more
say,
space.
yeah, we might need to call, try it and ask them to have some space.
Well, they doubled it once already.
Yeah, how is it that you, because I got an email, we got an email from the city this morning saying, sorry, we got this duplicated, but Alan's mailbox is full. So like, is there just,
Evidently, I don't delete stuff as I should.
Trying to stack up my
do you get it directly from Triad then, or do you have like Outlook or something?
Cause I think they bumped it to
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but like,
maybe
well, I
two.
can go into, no, wait,
I
that
can always
shouldn't
get
matter.
on my
You must keep
computer
it.
upstairs.
Huh?
You must keep everything.
I think you're,
I think,
you're just.
I think they get a whole lot more stuff than I do,
Right,
so,
Yeah.
well, when my Outlook pulls it off of the server.
yeah.
it-
Yeah, see, I don't
it
use
comes off.
Outlook,
I
maybe
know,
that
I
has something to
understand.
do with it.
Oh, you don't use Outlook.
Yeah, just talk with them and see what's gonna accommodate.
That's
you.
right.
I just don't
Yeah.
like Outlook. I used it one time
Which is your prerogative.
and it just, way back 15 years ago probably, and nah, I don't need this.
Sounds like me and QuickBooks. Not my favorite.
Go through and.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of
QuickBooks
people
is
really like it, and
fantastic.
I struggle every single time.
It really helps on depreciation specifically. I mean, it was really nice.
Well, I'm kind of like your situation where we've got two sideline businesses, Daryl works out of the house, so that's something different. Got a rental, got a farm.
Yes, that's why I keep really good records of details and then I hand it all off to my accountant and then I say, you have fun with that.
I know, and every year that we go to the accountant, I'm thinking, okay, I have everything she's gonna need. I always say, Jean, did you bring? No, but I'll fax it to you.
Mine is always my husband's stuff, cause I'm always waiting for that.
All right, so do we have a motion to approve the payroll?
Madam Chair, I would move that we would approve the payroll from the 28th.
23. What's in red up
February
here?
23rd.
I second.
Moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. Okay, is there any other business that we need to discuss? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There are a couple of things, go ahead. Linda.
Well, no, do that first then.
This is just a quarterly report, from Southeast Water Conservancy District. I assume that in the past our administrator got it, so, but it's just kind of telling us what they've been doing.
This is just information.
Yeah, and the annual report is over there if anybody wants to get through numerous pages. This other one is from Los Alamos Post Prom requesting $100 for the post prom activities.
This is kind of according to this, it's a thank you for donating $100. Thank you for your generous donation. Because of your support, we were able.
I think they're pointing back to our generous donation previous.
From last year.
Okay.
That was kind of the way I.
They're thanking us in
And
advance.
surely they haven't had a prom yet.
Thought it was a little strange, but still.
Well, early.
That's kind of a weird way to start the letter. They
Yeah,
It's
But it's
assuming.
better than saying, hey, people said it's $100.
Please give us some money, and I'll thank you, yeah.
Are you looking for a motion, Madam?
Yes.
Madam Chair, I would move that we would, donate $100 to the Los Angeles Post,
And that'll come from sales tax.
that'll come from sales tax.
I second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
And you'll get that to,
I will ask her to take care of that.
thank you.
It may be the 20th when she comes back, if she's trying to run up the recons and stuff today. So,
Okay.
anything else, Linda, you have some things.
So, I'm wondering if all of them say,
You did.
okay,
Okay,
it's for the stupid postage meter.
okay.
And apparently whatever we have, the UPS, USPS, not gonna do anymore, so I take it
They're not
that
gonna support that.
they, yes, I take it that they want us to get a new postage meter.
They couldn't tell us that a month ago when we just got the,
I ignore their emails because it's not my postage meter. But why I could have got that, I'm not seeing it. But the finance also gets it, cause she always took care of it.
so what,
I have no idea.
is we just replaced postage,
It says that whatever postage we
have
build in
still
there,
be
it's
transferred.
rented out.
Right, so it's just the equipment,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
So as long as it puts the stamped amount on it, why,
it has something to do with that intelligent barcode.
Yeah, according to this, it says the United States Postal Service is mandating a new industry-wide technology requirement. In light of this change, the Intelligent Mail Indicia standard, we want to ensure a smooth transition for you and your business. So it's just the way that the post office is gonna do business if we want to use,
Postage meter, yeah.
which we do. Right? You don't wanna put on stamps on everything you put that.
Wow.
She wants
I
to
have a
like
great
that.
opinion on that because I don't like that machine and
Got the
we were not asked.
Asian
when
candidate.
we got it. But now that we got it, yes, even though half the time it doesn't work right. trying now, they can do it,
Okay.
but- So I don't know if.
In my opinion, this is just notification that we're gonna have to pay for something. I don't know. when we
Yeah, I don't know.
Have a motion to buy it.
Well. We need to see what it is
Well, and we
that they
don't,
wanna give us.
we have till June 30th to be compliant, so it isn't like we have to decide anything today anyway. So if you wanna get specific.
It would be nice to know about how much it's gonna cost.
And see maybe what it is they want.
I've lost.
Right. Well, we just- yeah, what we need to do.
You're paying, if you can give us a lot more information.
But, yeah, okay, we like to do that.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Linda. Okay, what else do we have? Okay,
I'd like to make some comments.
Certainly.
First on the sanctuary county, I think this needs to be addressed sooner than later, right? It's not a Denver problem, it's not a Colorado problem, it's a national problem.
it is.
And, they can move in overnight, open the bus door and
That's
go
right.
here. I don't know if you pass a resolution, if it would include the city of Los Angeles, because they've got their own government, their own ordinances and stuff, so that's the legal question you might want to think about. That's just my opinion. And then on the mowers, I happen to have a grasshopper mower myself, really like it, really do like it. Zero turn. It's a smaller version of what Sonny had here. I didn't notice if there was included a bagger on the bids. I really would encourage to have a bagger. I wished I had one myself, speaking from experience. And also, does the county have a trailer, like flatbed trailer to transport that old?
Yeah.
Cause it needs to have something.
Yeah.
Who's responsible for maintenance?
Chad Labarge takes care of that stuff.
So the dealership itself, you said
Well,
chattel barges are maintenance.
Oh, okay,
man.
okay.
So if there's just basic things, otherwise we would take it back
So,
to.
so even if changing the oil or things, blades, that's
Are you talking about the one at the golf course?
the one you're thinking of, any of the, whatever you're thinking about.
Well, the ones that belong to the county
The county ones,
are
yeah.
maintenance, but the golf course would be responsible for whatever they.
doing whatever.
need.
So I also heard something mentioned about the school using two. So, I mean, I don't know who's supposed to
The
be.
golf course and the ballparks is what this is,
Okay,
has the,
okay.
Right, and I think, Bill, what he meant by that is, if for some reason the school was unable to use their equipment or the equipment that we use at the ball fields, that there would be a willingness on the part of the golf course board, or the golf board will allow use of that. So it isn't like they both be using that on an ongoing basis.
Question answered right there, okay. And then I guess, you have a place to store it in the winter time, because it's a seasonal machine, I assume, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
And we have,
that's all I had.
Very good.
yeah, we do have storage spaces and things.
And again, if that's the one for the golf course that we're talking about,
It would be-
they have that space underneath the clubhouse
the-
and other
Cards and stuff.
other storage space. I'm not as in tune with what the golf course is doing these days, but they have,
Yeah,
they have
there's a-
space for all their.
instead of a crawl space, it's a walk space. So, it's a dirt floor basement kind of situation, so
But they store,
It's a roof, that's the main thing.
at least the last time I was over there, it was.
yeah, it's covered and stuff. So, and locked. Cause those make for fun to play toys for some people.
What are the plans? Can I ask that question? What are the plans of starting this, where we want to secure our county? So we don't just receive people that we're all gonna have to pay for. When are we gonna start?
Well, it looks like it started today.
Yeah, I know, but
But you have to have a lawyer put it together.
We have to
won't you have to have a lawyer? Okay, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
that-
asking.
We'll send him whatever information we find as regarding the resolutions, and then he'll see what applies to our case,
Fayette
or,
County and,
Yeah.
you know, if we're using Kansas resolutions, we're probably gonna have to make sure they comply with the
Colorado.
Colorado statutes and all that stuff, so.
I
And
agree
the
with
state of
you.
Colorado has a lawyer that deals in that kind of stuff.
so
You want it
we'll
to be
use our
airtight as
own,
possible.
yeah, we'll use our own county attorney who has all kinds of access to other attorneys and kind of making sure. So that would be,
Because you know the loopholes are gonna be scrutinized.
yeah,
Well, and you know, just exactly what he said, they can do it overnight, and so
Well, that's-
then I got worried that if we postpone this at all, that we may face something here in the near future.
and, you know, El Paso County is one of them that just got
Mhm.
that same exact thing, you know, dropping them off. And yesterday or someday this week, they did a non-sanctuary.
Yeah.
Thing too. I was,
Am I dreaming this, but didn't they take a bunch of people to Colorado Springs? And Colorado Springs put them back on a bus and sent them someplace else.
so anyway, it is a difficult, I mean, I can understand wanting to get away from the bad situations you're in, but there's ways to do that.
They're not all here for that reason, though. There's some bad people,
Yes.
Mhm.
yeah.
It'll put more, you know, need more law officers and, you know, it's just gonna be more everything. I mean, the medical and
So, but
I heard they're, thinking about, put him in Fort Lyon. And, since Fort Lyon is like homeless, then they would put more people in Fort Lyon.
I had not heard, the last time that came up, which has been several months ago, we did pose the question, and at that time, there was no intention on the horizon to do anything like that. But I don't know what your source of information is either with respect to that.
several months ago, they weren't removing them from their shelters and looking for places to send them. So it's a possibility. Maybe you know more than I, I'm sure you know more than I do.
Yeah, I have not heard that from any official channels.
Okay, good.
Kim, is Fort Lyon state owned or is it a company owned?
It's
It is
state owned.
Okay,
So the facility is state-owned. And then there is a company, which is Colorado Coalition for the Homeless,
right,
that actually runs the facility.
okay, that's what my
Under
research I
contract with the state of Colorado.
Okay.
So they're not, it's not like the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless is leasing space out there and running a program. It's run
The state.
under under the umbrella of the Division of Housing in the Colorado Department of Local Affairs.
Okay.
It's their program and, the coalition
Is it contracted to-
contracts with the county.
So the state of Colorado could say no to them bringing them here.
They could
I
also
can't
say
speak
yes.
for the state.
Yeah. I mean, I just said they could. If they got something.
Yeah, all we can do is do the best we can for Benton County. What the state does is beyond our
Yeah, control. Mhm.
They own the property, they
Yeah.
can do it regardless of what we want.
And, I mean, really, that's what we want too, is when I own my own home, I wanna be able to do what I wanna do with it, not having the powers to be tell me, share it or what, so. Okay, if there is no other business, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for being here.
Yeah.
Now, are we going up back to work?
Thanks, Curtis, we're gonna hang out on you.
Can we go out the back door?
You sure can, anytime.
Thank you.